Okie dokie. So, hey guys, it's Max again. Guys, gals, humans, and others. Inside, this is like the other stuff video, and it's really just because. So this is your delete account button. You do not ever want to press this, ever, because it will delete your account and all of its resources. This cannot be undone. There's a big red button there with a big red warning. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. In your subscriptions dashboard, this is just the other stuff, like other stuff, right? You can see your usage, you can see your storage, you can see your bandwidth, and how many API calls were made. This is actually really useful. So you can see how often the API is being called, because this is basically how we build, right? Like when we built this platform, we give you a little story behind it. We tried, I went to we've been doing ecom and SEO and web dev and everything for a really, really, really long time. And we built Brander really just out of necessity for us internally, okay? And because of that, we wanted to make sure that this platform actually absolutely crushed, not just for us, but for our clients. And then when we decided to take this public and release it to brands and to companies and to agencies and to whatever, we wanted to make sure that this was A, fairly priced, B, fully functional, and C, as customizable as possible. Okay, so as we built it out, it just became, we didn't want to like charge an arm and a leg for it, like enterprise sort of DAMs, like data asset management platforms. We wanted to make this very affordable, very reasonable, and just like easy to use. So this is how we gauge it all, right? So you have your storage plan, you have your bandwidth, you have your API calls, how many calls actually happen every month. And the more calls you get, like this is how, because we're hosting the servers, we're doing everything else, we're able to keep this really, really affordable for everyone because of the limitations that we put on this based on your plan. This is where you'll see this, and if you hit a threshold and you need to do more, just upgrade your plan, okay? Your bandwidth and your other stuff, okay? If you wanted to turn on 2FA, I'm just not going to do that, but that's essentially where you turn on your 2FA to set it up. Your brand guides, you can create as many brand guides as you want for as many brands as you work with. Okay, you can create one for yourself. You can create one if you're a coach or you're a speaker or you're whatever. You can create one of these for yourself to it's like, hey, this is where I've been seen in. These are my approved headshots. This is my approved logo. If you're running podcasts and you want podcast graphics on demand, guess what? Here you go. You can even upload like Illustrator files and Photoshop files and whatever into this and just share them so that other designers can use your formatting for what you need if they're gonna edit or do whatever. The folder stuff is really simple. You can create as many folders as you want. Hell, you can even create as many workspaces as you want. There's no limitation on the amount of workspace. There's no limitation on the amount of users or people that you add to your workspace. The only limitation you're really going to have is, once again, your bandwidth. That's really it right now. We're working on adding some other stuff by request, like a CSV download with links and everything else. We're adding on creating some custom fields for the images and for files in case people need to add in like little extra areas for how it does. There is an app right now. Right now we've got the Apple app approved. The Google Play app is still being... It'll be live sooner than later. There were just a couple things that they needed to do, but your app on your phone connects directly to your workspace here. So if you're on site and you wanted to like upload stuff directly from like a live event, you can do that, and it all syncs there. Once again, the only other thing that I can say is like HEIC folders or images from like live photos don't work. You can't crawl it like the AI can't crawl it, and that's because it's a live photo. It's sort of like a video file. It's just a weird file. But if there's any options or anything you're like, hey, this is really cool, but can you add this? Like, we built this from scratch, from the ground up. So if there's something and it makes sense, you know, let us know. We'll do our best to build it in and make it as user friendly and enterprise level as possible. You know, we built this for ourselves to just kind of get just streamline our client flow, like I said. Anyway, I super appreciate you watching all these videos. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, wherever, if you have questions, you know. But if you are looking for a brand asset management platform, here you go. This is the best one out there. See you in the next video.